Friends, there comes a moment when the noise fades, when the excuses run out, when the screen goes quiet, and it's just you and the truth. And in that moment, something uncomfortable rises up in your chest, because you realize that no one is coming to save you, and you feel the weight of that realization pressing down, almost like gravity got heavier. And right here is where most people look away, but you're still here, listening, which tells me something about you. And before we go any further, let this sentence land. Let it settle into your nervous system, because after this moment, you may never hear it the same way again. And before we go further, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our messages, and feel free to like this video if you're ready to grow in faith and share it with someone who needs encouragement today. At first, the idea that no one is coming to save you feels harsh, almost cruel. Dropped into cold water without warning, because somewhere along the way, you were taught to wait, to hope, to believe that eventually someone would notice your effort, your pain, your potential, and step in at just the right moment to lift you out. But notice how long you've been waiting. Notice how many signs you ignored while waiting. Notice how many times you felt that quiet inner nudge telling you to move, to act, to change, and you talked yourself out of it because you thought help was on the way, because you thought timing would magically align without you aligning yourself first. And the truth is not that you failed, it's that you were trained to wait. And waiting feels safe, because when you're waiting, you're not risking anything. You're not failing publicly. You're not confronting the fear that maybe you'll give it everything you have and still fall short. And as long as you believe someone is coming to rescue you, you don't have to test yourself. You don't have to find out what you're actually capable of. You can stay suspended in potential, and potential is comfortable because it asks nothing of you right now. But listen closely, potential is also a prison, because unused strength turns into self-doubt, and delayed action turns into regret. And over time, waiting quietly becomes a habit that feels like fate. No one is coming to save you. And that is not a sentence of doom, it's a declaration of power. Because the moment you accept it, something shifts internally, like a switch flipping from off to on. Because now responsibility comes back home. Now control returns to your hands. Now your progress no longer depends on permission, validation, or perfect conditions. And for the first time, you're no longer a passenger in your own life. You're the driver. And yes, that's terrifying, but it's also intoxicating, because deep down you've always known that if your life was going to change, it would only happen when you decided it was no longer acceptable to stay the same. Think about how many times you've said one day, as if one day is a place you'll eventually arrive at without moving your feet, as if motivation will descend on you like lightning, as if confidence comes before action instead of being built by it. And realize how subtle that trap is, because it doesn't feel like giving up, it feels like being patient. But patience without action is just procrastination dressed up in hope. And hope without movement slowly erodes your self-trust. Because every promise you make to yourself and don't keep teaches your nervous system that your words don't matter. No one is coming to save you. And that means the voice that gets you out of bed when you don't feel like it has to be your own. The discipline that carries you through boredom and discomfort has to be self-generated. And the belief in your future has to exist before there's evidence for it. Because they want proof first. They want reassurance. They want certainty. But certainty is a reward for those who move without it, not a prerequisite. And the people you admire didn't start because they felt ready. They started because they were tired of feeling stuck. There is a version of you that already knows this, a quieter version that speaks up late at night when distractions fade. The one that whispers that you're meant for more, not in a loud, arrogant way, but in a grounded, undeniable way. And every time you ignore that voice, it doesn't disappear, it just gets heavier, turning into frustration, restlessness, and self-criticism. And you might think that pressure is your enemy, but pressure is information. It's your system telling you that you've outgrown the life you're tolerating. No one is coming to save you, which means you get to stop performing helplessness, stop rehearsing the story of why now isn't the right time, stop outsourcing your power to circumstances, to people, to luck. Because the most dangerous lie you've ever believed is that your life will change when something external changes first. When in reality, external change is almost always a reflection of an internal decision that was made quietly, firmly, without applause. This is where responsibility stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like freedom. Because if you are the one responsible, then you are also the one with authority. And authority means you get to decide what matters, what stays, what goes, what you tolerate, and what you refuse to live with anymore. And that decision doesn't need to be dramatic, it just needs to be real. Because small, consistent actions compound faster than emotional declarations that fade by morning. No one is coming to save you, and that means your healing is your responsibility. Not in a blaming way, but in an empowering one. Because waiting for closure, apologies, or validation from others is not the path forward. People who hurt you keeps you emotionally tied to them. And the moment you realize you don't need their permission to move on, you reclaim your energy. And energy is everything. It's what fuels focus, courage, creativity. And when your energy stops leaking into resentment and regret, it becomes available for building something new. Understand this deeply. The world doesn't reward intention, it rewards execution. And execution is rarely glamorous. It's repetitive, it's lonely, it's quiet. And it often feels like you're doing the wrong thing because no one is clapping yet. But growth happens in silence, long before it shows up in results. And if you can learn to trust the process without constant feedback, you become unstoppable because you're no longer dependent on external reinforcement to keep going. No one is coming to save you, and that also means no one is coming to stop you once you truly decide. Once you draw a line internally and say, this is where it changes. This is where I stop negotiating with my potential. This is where I choose action over comfort. And you don't need to announce it. You don't need to explain it. You just need to live it. Because consistency is louder than words, and discipline outperforms motivation every single time. As this realization sinks in, you may feel a mix of fear and excitement, and that's exactly where transformation lives. Right at the edge of what's familiar. Because the old version of you was built around waiting, reacting, and hoping. And the new version of you is built around choosing, acting, and becoming. And the bridge between those versions is this moment right now. This breath, this decision to keep listening instead of clicking away. Because something in you recognizes that this message isn't here to comfort you. It's here to wake you up. And as you sit with that, let the words echo quietly inside you. No one is coming to save me. And feel how different it is. Sounds now than it did at the beginning. Less heavy, less threatening. More like a key turning in a lock. Because what it's really saying is that the power you've been waiting for has been with you the entire time. Waiting for you to stop looking outward and finally claim it. And as that realization settles deeper, something subtle begins to rearrange inside you. Because once you truly accept that no one is coming to save you, you stop wasting energy scanning the horizon for rescue and start looking inward for resources. And what you find there might surprise you, because buried beneath years of doubt, conditioning, and hesitation is a strength that has been waiting patiently, not loudly demanding attention, but quietly enduring. And endurance is proof of power even before confidence shows up. Because you don't survive what you've survived without having something solid at your core. No one is coming to save you. which means the days when you don't feel motivated still matter. The moments when you're tired still count. The choices you make when no one is watching still shape who you're becoming. And this is where discipline is born. Not from force, but from identity. Because once you stop seeing yourself as someone waiting to be rescued, and start seeing yourself as the one responsible for your own direction, your behavior naturally begins to align with that self-image. And change stops feeling like punishment, and starts feeling like self-respect. There will be resistance, of course, because every old pattern fights to survive. And your mind will offer familiar stories to pull you back, telling you it's too late, or you're too far behind, or others have it easier, or you'll start tomorrow. And these thoughts feel convincing because they're rehearsed. They've been repeated for years. But repetition doesn't make them true. It just makes them comfortable. And comfort has been the enemy of your growth for longer than you'd like to admit. No one is coming to save you. And that means you don't get to wait until fear disappears before you act. Because fear doesn't vanish. It just changes shape as you grow. And the difference between the life you want and the life you're living now isn't the absence of fear. It's your relationship to it. Whether you let it dictate your choices, or whether you learn to move forward with it sitting quietly in the passenger seat instead of gripping the steering wheel. You may notice something interesting as you step into this mindset, that the people who benefit most from the old version of you might resist the new one. Because when you stop waiting, stop shrinking, stop apologizing for your ambition, it disrupts familiar dynamics. And not everyone will cheer, not everyone will understand, but you are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to become who you know you're capable of being. And that path has always been lonely at first. No one is coming to save you, which also means you no longer need to compare your timeline to anyone else's, because comparison is just another form of distraction that keeps you from doing the work directly in front of you. And the truth is, progress compounds quietly. First, until one day it looks like an overnight transformation to everyone else. But you'll know better. You'll remember the small decisions, the uncomfortable mornings, the moments when quitting would have been easier, but you didn't. There's a deep confidence that comes from knowing you can rely on yourself. Not because you're perfect, but because you're committed. Because even when you mess up, you course correct instead of collapsing. And resilience replaces self-criticism. And self-trust replaces external validation. And this is the kind of confidence that can't be taken from you, because it wasn't given to you in the first place. It was built. No one is coming to save you. And that means the story you tell yourself every day matters more than you think. Because your nervous system believes what you repeat. And if you keep telling yourself that you're stuck, powerless, or unlucky, your actions will quietly obey that narrative. Yourself a different truth. That you are learning, adapting, growing, even when it's uncomfortable. Your behavior begins to shift almost automatically, because identity drives action far more than willpower ever could. You don't need to see the whole path to take the next step, and you never did. You just needed to stop demanding guarantees from a future that only responds to movement. And as you move, clarity meets you. Opportunity adjusts to you, and momentum begins to build. And momentum is dangerous in the best way, because once it starts, it becomes harder to stop than to continue. No one is coming to save you, and that realization frees you from waiting for permission to live boldly, to try, to fail, to learn, to start again. Because permission was never required, you just assumed it was, and now that assumption dissolves, leaving behind a quiet determination that doesn't need approval to exist. As you listen to these words, beneath the surface, past motivation, past emotion, into something more permanent, a decision, a shift, an internal line crossed. Because this isn't about becoming someone new overnight. It's about finally stopping the habit of abandoning yourself, about choosing alignment over avoidance, action over excuses, truth over comfort. No one is coming to save you, and that is your power, because it means your life is not on hold. Your potential is not waiting to be unlocked by someone else. And your future is not a gift to be received. It's a structure to be built, one choice at a time, starting now, starting here, starting with the quiet but unshakable understanding that the person you've been waiting for has been listening this whole time. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this video on God, Jesus Message. I pray that the teachings of Jesus have touched your heart, given you hope, and inspired you to live in His love today. If you enjoyed this message, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more Bible teachings, prayers, and inspirational messages. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, sharing your thoughts, prayers, or what God has been teaching you lately.